Suspended in orbit around the neutral world of Lyra Prime, it was a place where empires ended wars, where civilizations negotiated alliances, and where the fate of entire star systems was decided with calm voices and careful words. For centuries, the Council had believed one thing with certainty: diplomacy always came before destruction, until humanity arrived. The chamber itself was a vast circular hall surrounded by floating platforms, each occupied by representatives of powerful alien species. The crystalline delegates of the Cathari shimmered like living glass. The insectoid Vraxian High Command clicked their mandibles impatiently. The towering Zarathi warlords stood silent, their armored hides glowing faintly under the chamber's artificial sun. At the center platform stood the newest member of the Council, a human, Ambassador Elias Carter. Compared to the alien giants surrounding him, Carter looked almost fragile. No armor, no visible weapons, just a simple black diplomatic uniform and a calm expression. But the tension in the room was suffocating, because this meeting wasn't about alliances, it was about Earth. For the last 5 years, the expansionist empire known as the Thaln Dominion had been pushing deeper into human-controlled space. At first, it was small border disputes, then mining rights, then entire colonies vanished overnight. 3 human worlds had already fallen, and now the Thaln Dominion demanded something outrageous: Earth's surrender. The massive Thaln warlord leaned forward from his platform. His species was tall, reptilian, with rows of serrated teeth and burning orange eyes. "Ambassador Carter," the Thaln warlord hissed through a translator drone. "The Dominion has been generous. Your species is young, weak, unprepared for the realities of the galaxy." A ripple of agreement passed through several alien delegates. Humanity had only discovered faster-than-light travel 70 years ago. Most civilizations in the Council had been among the stars for thousands. The Thaln warlord continued, "Surrender your outer colonies, accept Dominion oversight of your military development, and Earth will be allowed to survive." Silence filled the chamber. Every alien eye turned toward the human ambassador. Carter didn't immediately respond. Instead, he slowly looked around the room, at the Council that had watched human colonies burn, at the species that had debated for years while people died. Finally, he spoke. "Let me make sure I understand," Carter said calmly. "You invade our worlds, you destroy our cities, you kill our civilians, and now you offer us survival if we meal." The Thaln warlord smiled. "Yes." One of the elder counselors, a tall silver being from the ancient Elendari species, raised a hand. "Ambassador Carter," the Elendari said gently, "peace requires compromise. Humanity must understand its position in the galactic order." Carter's expression didn't change, but something in his eyes grew colder. "Compromise," he repeated quietly. He reached into his uniform. Several security drones instantly activated, their sensors scanning for weapons. But Carter didn't pull out a weapon. He placed a small data device onto the Council table. "This," Carter said, "is humanity's final response." The Thaln warlord laughed. "Another proposal?" Carter shook his head. "No." He pressed the console. Across the chamber, a massive holographic display activated. Stars filled the air above the Council. Then the stars began changing. System after system lit up in red. Gasps echoed through the chamber. The red markers spread across an enormous region of space. Not human territory, Thaln territory. Military outposts, shipyards, supply lines, every strategic location of the Dominion. The Thaln warlord's amusement faded. "What is this?" he demanded. Carter finally met his gaze. "For the past 5 years," the human ambassador said quietly, "while the Council debated peace, humanity prepared for war." The hologram shifted again. Now thousands of small blue markers appeared. Human fleets, but not where anyone expected them. They weren't near Earth. they were already deep inside Dominion space. The entire chamber erupted into chaos. "That's impossible," shouted a Vroxian commander. "Your species barely mastered interstellar logistics." Carter folded his hands behind his back. "We didn't focus on logistics. We focused on strategy." The Elendari counselor stared at the hologram, horrified. "You've already deployed fleets into enemy territory." Carter nodded. "Yes." The Thaln warlord slammed a claw onto his platform. "This is a bluff." Carter didn't argue. Instead, he topped the console again. The hologram zoomed in on a single star system, Thaln Prime, the Dominion capital. Orbiting the world were 12 enormous human warships, sleek, black, silent. None of the alien databases recognized the design. "What are those?" whispered one delegate. Carter answered simply, "Our first-generation stellar siege carriers." The chamber fell silent. The Thaln warlord's eyes widened. "You're threatening our capital." Carter shook his head again. "No." His voice remained calm. "We're informing you." Another tap. More systems turned blue. Human fleets were everywhere. Shipyards surrounded, fuel deposits captured, hyperlane junctions locked down. A flawless military encirclement. "How?" one counselor whispered. Carter looked around the chamber one final time. "You all believed humanity was weak. You believed we were naive, that we would beg the council for protection." He paused. "But humans learned something very important from our own history." The Thaln warlord leaned forward. "And what is that?" Carter's answer was quiet. "Peace talks only work when both sides fear war." He stepped back from the table, and the Dominion clearly didn't. The Elendari counselor stood abruptly. "Ambassador Carter, if this attack begins, it could ignite a galactic war." Carter nodded. "Yes." He walked toward the exit platform. "But the war already started 5 years ago." Security fields powered down as the human prepared to leave. Behind him, the Thaln warlord roared, "You cannot defeat the Dominion." Carter stopped at the doorway. Without turning around, he delivered humanity's final message. "We're not here to negotiate anymore." A quiet beep echoed from the device on the table. The hologram updated one last time. The word "initiated" appeared across every Dominion system. Across the galaxy, thousands of human warships began moving simultaneously. Supply lines severed, orbital defenses disabled. In less than 30 seconds, the entire Thaln Dominion's military network collapsed. Back in the council chamber, no one spoke. The galaxy's youngest civilization had just done the unthinkable. Humanity hadn't come to negotiate peace. They had come to end the war. And with a single move, the Galactic Council finally understood something terrifying. Humans didn't fear galactic powers. Galactic powers should fear humans.